Blessing, beautiful soul. Welcome to this ceremony for the full moon. Although you can do it at any time. You're going to be including cord cutting. So I invite you to begin in a seated position, whether that's sitting cross-legged on a bolster as I am doing. You can pop cushions under your knees so that if your knees, I find it easier to sit in Ardha Siddhasana. If you can sit in any lotus position, go right ahead. If your knees are a little bit high, you can pop something underneath your knees. The most important thing is that your spine is upright, because if we're slouched like that, we're compressing the lungs and it's not good for our inner organs either. So as long as you can sit upright, that is the most important thing. You're going to rest your hands, palms upwards, with your fingers squeezed together. Just rest your hands on your thighs. So your upper arms are relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. You're going to close your eyes. Now, you can have a journal close by or a piece of paper, or you can do what I call virtual journaling, which is just kind of like speaking out loud. It's all perfect. I will, a little while later, invite you, if you wish, to move into a lying down position. And you can, or you can decide to stay exactly where you are in a seated position. It is totally up to you. And you may do this ceremony a couple of times, and you may one time decide to lie down, another time decide to stay seated. That's absolutely fine. So whatever works for you. So to begin with, just find a seated position that you can keep a comfortably erect spine. And once you're in that position, say fingers pressed together, palms facing upwards in a gesture of receptivity. And relax your shoulders and just take your awareness inwards, simply noticing how you feel right now. Just bring yourself into the present moment. And we're going to start off with a 5-5 breath. So you're going to breathe in for 5 counts, out for 5 counts. And notice how that feels. So literally 5 seconds in. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds out. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just continue that count in your mind, and I want you to imagine using your lungs, using your diaphragm to really draw as much oxygen in on that 5 count, and then imagine emptying as much oxygen out on that 5 count. So we're building up the energy using the breath. So breathing in and out through the nose. You should really feel the breath passing through your nostrils. Someone sitting in the same room should be able to hear the breath passing through your nostrils on both the in-breath and the out-breath. And feel your belly expand, your belly, your ribs, your chest expand on that in-breath. On that out-breath, think you're contracting your ribs, drawing that your diaphragm in and up, squeezing the belly in to squeeze the breath out. And you'll start to notice your energy rising. So this 5 count breath brings you into coherence with your heart. And you might start to notice your body is moving slightly. So don't try and keep it rigid. Allow it to move slightly, like a kind of slow pulse. As you breathe in, feel that sense of lightness and expansion. As you breathe out, feeling that sense of release. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. Inhale, fullness. Exhale, emptiness. Just taking a few more breaths like that and feel the energy start to rise in your body. You might feel a little bit lightheaded at times. That's okay, because we're getting extra oxygen in the body. Just a few few more times, but as you're doing that, I want you to imagine a circle of protection, as if you're in a circle of light, as if you're in the center of a bubble of light. This circle of light energy extends about an arm's length away from you, maybe a little bit further, in all directions. So you can visualize yourself encased in this bubble of light, and its surface is so fine and you can see through it, and it allows only positivity, only love, only good vibes in, keeps you safe, keeps you protected. Keep that breath going. On the next in-breath, I want you to draw the breath in. I want you to hold the breath. Hold it for as long as you can and just feel the sensations of this bowl. So feel the vibrations moving through you as you hold the breath. When you need to breathe out, let the breath go. And just feel the sensations. Just staying where you are in a relaxed place. And I want you to reflect. And if you wish to take the time to write down in a journal, then please do. But I want you to first ask yourself, what are you most proud of yourself for? What changes have you made or challenges have you overcome this past year? And we are so good at criticizing ourselves. We are so good at getting annoyed, and I do it as well, getting fixated on how far we have to go, that we kind of forget to stop and acknowledge how far we've come. Now, it may just be that, this last year, 2 years, there's times you just wanted to give up, that it's been a real struggle, and you've kept going. And that's a reason to be proud. Sometimes some changes are so subtle that we kind of forget about them. But maybe think back to where you were this time last year and think of ways in which you have changed. And if you were to just allow something to arise in your mind without letting your logical mind think about it, what could you be most proud of yourself for? What changes have you made? What challenges have you overcome? And you can even start to think to yourself or write down in your journal if you wish, I am most proud of myself because, and allow whatever comes to come. Don't let your logical mind or your ego get in the way of, oh, but yes, oh, but this, oh, but that, but. No, just let it flow. I am most proud of myself for. Then I want you to think about, what does the most genuine, authentic, confident, harmonious version of you look like? Are there parts of yourself that you've kept or that you keep hidden? Is the person you are behind closed doors the person you are every other time? Or do you find yourself behaving a certain way around certain people? And if there are parts of you that you've kept hidden, why is that? You even say to yourself, the most genuine, authentic, confident, harmonious, empowered version of me looks like, and allow it to flow. The most genuine, authentic, confident, harmonious, empowered version of me looks like. And I'll give you an example. I have often wished I could be one of these people who are like a social butterfly. I've got a friend who absolutely thrives being around people. It energizes him. Whereas with me, it drains me. You know, I love teaching. Stick me in the front of a room full of 100 people to teach a class, I'm fine. Yet ask me to socialize afterwards for 5 hours and it would just drain me. And we may wish we were something other than we were, yet how would it feel to totally embrace who you are, knowing that it's perfectly okay to be different? We need that balance. We need that balance. How would it feel to befriend your fears, to understand your fears? How would it feel to no longer want to be different? How would it feel to know that it's okay to be different? How would it feel to know that not everyone is going to like you, no matter what you do in this world, in this life, not everyone is going to like you, and that is okay. Because the most important person, the only person whose opinion matters, is you. So with that in mind, again, ask yourself, what does the most genuine, authentic, confident, harmonious, empowered version of me looks like? To the person who enjoys life, who says what's on her mind. That doesn't mean going around and insulting people. It just means, you know, you don't have to watch what you're saying. You can speak your truth without the feeling the need to justify or explain it. You know, you don't get upset when someone has a different opinion to you. It's being totally at home and in a harmonious state and loving being the person that you are, without feeling like you need to please anyone else, without feeling like you need to worry about wanting other people to like you, just being yourself and being okay with it. And if you have been keeping parts of yourself hidden, why? Why have you not allowed those aspects to be seen? And how would it feel to befriend those fears and to allow those hidden parts of you to be fully seen, expressed, and experienced? So if there is a part of you that you've been keeping hidden, maybe a hobby or just something about you that you've been, holding back and not, you've been ashamed to speak up, you've been ashamed to be a certain way, how would it feel to befriend those fears? What fears are there that are stopping you from being your true self? Is it because you're worried about other people liking you? Is it because you're worried about being judged? Is it because you're worried about losing your job or losing your friends or whatever? And how would it feel to be able to embrace those fears, to befriend those fears, and to allow those hidden parts of you to be fully seen, expressed, and experienced? And finally, I want you to ask yourself, how can I begin to fully embrace and accept all of me? How would it feel to be truly, joyfully, confidently authentic? So to be your true self, to be the person that you are, to be someone who says, actually, no, I don't like social situations, they drain me, and that's okay, or whatever it may be. How would that feel, and how can you begin to fully embrace all of you, to fully accept all of you, and to start to embody that authentic version of you, no longer worrying what other people may think, realizing that you are not the star of everyone else's life movie they are. And that it's okay to be different. It's okay if not everyone likes you. Because only you have to live your life. And once you realize that no matter what you do in life, not everyone will like you. And once you realize that, and once you realize that that doesn't make you a bad person, and that you're not here to be liked. That's not what you're here for. That's not your job. Once you realize that, it becomes so liberating. Once you realize that it's okay if you want to go to bed at 9 o'clock at night because you enjoy seeing the sunrise, instead of staying up watching television or going out drinking, and that's okay. It doesn't make you boring, it just makes you different, and that's okay. Now you can either stay right here, excuse me, or you can lie down. You can come into a Shavasana or some other form of relaxation position. Or if you're happy staying where you are, stay right where you are. And when you're comfortable again, once again, visualize that circle of protection. So if you're now lying down, you can imagine yourself being surrounded by that circle of white light energy, as if you're floating, suspended in your own personal Zorb ball. Feel the energy in that circle of protection. Feel the energy is charged, like sparkling filaments of light. Know that you are safe, you are protected, it is okay. You are nurtured, you are loved, you are divine. And keeping your eyes closed, just sense into your body. Just be aware of your physical body. And going back to the question about what fears are there that are stopping you from being your most authentic self? What fears do you have about fully embracing the whole of you? So maybe there may be some habits or some beliefs or just characteristics that you find hard to accept. And you're now ready to fully embrace those habits, those beliefs, those characteristics, unless you're ready to let them go, that's fine. But thinking of those fears, that have stopped you from fully embracing and embodying the most authentic, the most I don't give a fuck version of yourself. And I want you to ask yourself, where in your body are you holding those fears? Where in your body are you holding or storing those fears? And as you ask yourself that question, just simply notice where your attention is drawn to. Somewhere may light up, or you might get a tingling or a sharp pain or something. Your attention will be drawn to somewhere in your body. And you may notice that that area your attention is drawn to is an area where you may have been holding tension or discomfort. That's okay. I want you to visualize a cord, an energetic cord extending out from that area of your body. And it extends out, back into the past. Back to a certain person, place, situation, or event that was the seed for those fears. And you can feel the cord draining you. The energy along that cord, it may be a bit dark, it may be heavy, it may be sludgy. And you might feel a slight pulling against your skin as you visualize that cord extending you back to those fears. We're going to lovingly release and cut that cord. But first you're going to say thank you, because you want to lovingly release it. So you're going to say thank you for keeping you safe. Now I want you to imagine in your dominant hand, so if you're right-handed, in your right hand, holding an ornate pair of scissors. They're the most beautiful, ornate pair of scissors. And you're going to use these scissors to snip through the cord. Not just yet. Just imagine sending love back to the past, back to the situation, the person, place, thing, the seed of your fears and doubts. Visualize sending love. You may visualize sending like pink or purple energy or love hearts along the energetic cord. So as if you're clearing out the cord. So instead of that grey, sludgy energy, you might imagine sending nice, bright, purple or sparkly, glittery energy along that cord as you send it love, as you say thank you, as you say thank you for keeping you safe. It's now time to lovingly release yourself from the past so you can release those fears, release those doubts, so that you may begin to fully accept, embrace, embody the most authentic, the most empowered, the most confident, the most comfortable, the most harmonious, loving version of you. I'm going to count to 3, and on that 3, you're going to imagine snipping through the cord. Now if the cord is on an area that's hard to reach, in your imagination you can reach it easily. So visualize this beautiful pair of scissors in your dominant hand. Visualize the energy that's flowing along the cord, and the energy is starting to slow down because it's time to release that energetic connection. On a count of 3, you're going to cut through that cord. And when you cut through it, you're going to imagine seeing it going off into the past, into the distance, swirling away, off into the distance, knowing that you are free, they are free. So when you're ready, 3, 2, 1, snip. And visualize that cord floating off, getting further and further and further away. And visualize the area, the part of the body from where you cut it from. Visualize that area covering over your skin, growing over. Visualize it filling you with love. Feel the energy that I'm sending to you. Receive the energy. Feel the warmth. Feel the energy coming in through that area, filling your whole body. Kusyantara, Sito, Kushasantaya, Kutanaya Tiara, Kuparantisa, Kuistitana. Feel whole, perfect, complete. So visualizing yourself surrounded in your circle of protection. if you wish, you can start to make your way up to sitting. Or if you're already sitting, don't you imagine we're celebrating. And this is what happens. This is life. Things don't always happen the way that we want to. That was not what I meant to do. Start to move your body. You may get up and move around. Or you may just sit. Allow your body to move. Notice how it feels. Now you've cut that cord. And think of it this way. You might have a daisy next to a sunflower, and they're both beautiful. They're both beautiful. We're not all meant to be sunflowers. We're not all meant to be daisies. And I have wasted way too many years wishing I were different to the way I am. And the reason why is because of other people's opinions. It wasn't so much that I wanted to be different. I wanted to be different because I thought that was more acceptable. When I started to realize that it's okay being the way I am, and that as long as I am happy, because that's the thing, we are here to live a full and fulfilling and purposeful life. And that looks different for every single one of us. And the only person whose approval we need is our own. Once you really, really get that, and you can let go of the worry, of the concern, of wishing you were different, life starts to become even more beautiful. And that's what I want for you. So blessings to you. Mwah.